Hello and welcome to On the Kerbs. I'm your host, Team Albus Daily. Joining me this week is Indian national motorcycle champion Rehana Reya. We caught up a little while back to chat about how she was always going to be going motorcycle racing, how it felt to win multiple different championships, what more can be done by India to continue to promote and expand motorsport in the country, the best bike she's ever driven, and much more. I hope you enjoy our conversation. So, hi Rihanna, thank you very much for being here today. First of all, how are you?
I'm really good, and thank you so much. I'm really doing great, and everything is fine. Yeah.
I'm happy to hear that. So, first question I'd like to ask everybody: what first got you interested in motorsport?
Um, it's just I used to admire motorcycles a lot during a very young age. Initially, during my teenage, I started to ride a bike, which is have been borrowed by my friends, and I have this fascination towards two-wheelers because I'm a kid who just ride a good cycles on the road. That's how it started for me, and then the cycle become a scooter, and the scooter become the motorbike. So that's how it all happened. Then that is when I realized that like I can push the skill to a professional level, wherein I can be a very good rider, and I'm here as Rehana, and I'm being a national champion. Yeah, that's how it's all started.
So, it sounds to me like it was a natural progression for you to get into motorcycle racing. Was there ever a possibility that it was going to be another form of motorsport, or was it, like you say, you go from just increasing the difficulty with two wheels until you got to motorcycles?
Yes, when I was young, when I was in my schooling, it's always about for me for playing a badminton. I love playing badminton before. I'm very a kid who's very interested in athletics and playing, doing all this sports activity. So I think before I get into motorbikes, if there is a chance for me, definitely I would have chose badminton. But for motorbikes, the love wasn't enough, so I wanted to go for bikes. So yeah,
Could have been a very different career.
yeah, definitely. But anything I wanted to end up, it's only sports. It's all around sports. So yeah, which I'm good at. So yeah.
Definitely channeling that inner competitive nature of yours, then, which is useful because from 2019 to 2021, you were the Indian national champion. So, tell
Yes.
me about this experience and how it felt to achieve this.
I've been racing since 2016 end December. So it's been a great experience for me. It's been a very good learning experience where I can never forget in my life. The racing has always been helped me in my personal life and my sporting career as well. So all this has happened. Uh, 2016, I just participated in a race where I got training by one day, and then it happened, and I raced for the first time. I won my first race. That's where it all began, and so we started to know that this sport is going to be my cup of tea. So I'm gonna just do it, and I wasn't a national. I didn't become a national champion in the first year. Um, it took a very long time for me because motorsport is very expensive, right? So that's how it started, and I feel great that I could push my skill to this level, and I become a champion for the multiple time, and I'm happy about it.
Did you think that when you won that first race that you would be champion, or was it still very much just achieving a goal of it in itself, just winning a race, and that was enough for you at that moment, or were you thinking, okay, if I can win this race, then maybe it's
Maybe, yeah.
doable?
It wasn't uh, like a dream or goal, but once after knowing my skills and getting on to the racetrack, I started to make it my passion, my career, and I started creating dreams there. So that's how it's just happened. So yeah, I just attended my first race. I just participated in my first race. I never thought I could just finish the race, but I just had this confidence and I did it, and that's where it all triggered for me. Okay, let me also try the next race. Why not? And then why not? That's how it happened, and yeah.
Yes, this kind of all or nothing attitude there, which there's no
Yeah.
downside to having there because you need to be all out there on the track when you go there anyway. So having that lack of pressure in a way is probably a benefit to you.
Yes, and holding the trophy in my hands for the first time, I know that made me to do all this. That's where it all started for me.
And it's a good
So
motivator to keep going, I'm sure.
yes, yeah, it is. Yeah. So I just prepared myself for it. I just did a lot of homework and practice, and just I never knew about racing. I never know about anything about motorsport. I was just a newbie on the tracks, but it's just happened to me. It's just all because the motivation I got from my first trophy, and I was really happy in the bike, and bikes give me happiness. That's how it happened. Yeah.
Definitely shows. And with your success when it rains, it pours, it would seem, because during that same time period, you were also the national sprint rally champion in 2020. Did you ever think you'd
Yes.
achieve that at the same time, or what was going through your mind when that actually happened?
Actually, I'm a professional circuit racer. I'm not into rallies, I'm not into off road, I'm not into anything uh, which is on the dirt bike. That's not my discipline. So, how does it happen? It is like all of my friends, they all practice on the dirt bikes and they've been skidding, they've been doing all this stuffs in the dirt bike. And I asked my friend, why are you doing this? Why are you riding here instead of riding on the circuit? Why are you just riding here? And then he tend to told me that it's very useful to ride on the dirt bikes. It's very useful. It will help you to enhance your skill and help you to balance your motorbike better on the circuits. So I was like, why I shouldn't give a try and keep my hands on dirt bikes? I just went for one lap and I was good, and the second lap I was pretty good, and I just third lap I just got a hang on it, and it made me feel like I'm flying. It just it was just like that. It's an accidentally it happened to me, and then my friend said, "You're very good at it at this. Why don't you try riding in a nationals or something?" So I that's how I just participated in my first rallying, and it tend to happen to be a champion.
I love that you kind of just stumbled into this new arena and found yourself being good at it. And as well, like your mentor friend was saying there, it's very much the case of if you try a few different things out in motorsport, they all kind of complement each other and help you improve in ways that you might not immediately see
Yes.
as obvious. So and in your case, it proved to be the case because you ended up becoming the champion there.
Yeah. So after I have no idea about rallying, because riding a dirt bike on just in the track is different, and rallying is totally different. Hope you know about it. I struggled a lot when I took part in my first race. I struggled. I did a lot of mistakes, and then I corrected myself, and then that's how it happened to me. But I never know, or I never had any idea of becoming a rally rider or a dirt
Hmm.
motocross or supercross rider. So it just happened for me. Anything in bikes, I'm good at it.
It
So
would
it
seem
just
so.
happened together. Yeah. Anything in bikes you give me, just ask me to try it. I would love to try it, and that's how it happened to me. It's just there in my nature, maybe.
I feel like there's some good challenges there that we could throw your way then to see what you're capable of.
Yeah, and there have been a lot of experienced riders. There have been riders who've been racing for a long time, even in circuit. I was a very amateur rider who just took part in both of my circuit and the off road when it happened for the first time. I've been racing with against all the experienced riders. I've been racing against all the riders who's been riding for a long time, and then I tend to beat them, and they were like, You're just kidding me. You're just good. And how does it happen? I was like, I don't know. I'm really, I just love bikes.
Just
That's
natural
it.
talent.
You just left. Yeah, it just happened to me. Being I'm being a street rider. That I love speeds. I love speeds. So being a street rider, I when I was young, I used to do speeding on roads, and then I realized that this is not the right way to push your limits or test your bike or test yourself, test your potential. So then later I tend to go through the track. It was like you just put your puppy on the garden, you just go around and being happy. It just happened to me like that. I was so happy to be around the track, and then I realized, okay, this is my playing area. This is where I need to be, but not on the streets. So yeah.
From your perspective, then, how has motorsport developed in India in recent years, especially in terms of creating more opportunities for women?
Um, for women, it's been completely a different genre because there have been no race for women's before 2017. That this national level race has happened only on 2017. Since after seeing women coming and there is entries in a lot of participants, that's how it started. After the training which I got into, that's what the first race or the first training program for a woman specifically. Before that, there was no racing discipline for women, separate category or separate class for women's. It just happened then. Now I can hardly see women participating in 2017, or like now I can see so many girls who's been taking part, so many riders from different states, different countries, and it's been developed. Of course, it's been developed, and there is a tremendous development for women. But I think there should be more of, I would say in India, there should be more of media coverage to put out women's face out in front of everyone. It's not like, do you see cricket? Cricket is very famous in India. People just, everyone knows who's Dhoni or Virat Kohli or whatever. So, but for girls like us who've been done a lot of championship and a lot of taking part in many races, it's very hard to, people can find us that, oh, she's a racer. No, it's just, I would say, for development through women participating in India has become more, and it's good. But development from the sporting is very less. I hope this is much better than when we compare before. There have been a lot of opportunities being given to riders, women riders now, but it's not enough. I would say there should be a lot of media coverage, and there should be, that's how we can pull out sponsors. I know people doesn't know about what is motorsports in India. Now at least people, through my face, there have been um, uh, riders before through their face. It just comes out. I wish India should develop the sport as a top priority. How they include cricket, football, and other sporting, they should also, consider and give a prioritize the sport as well. Yeah.
It is mad to think that there wasn't anything before, like you say, 2016, 2017 time. And while it's great that these developments are constantly happening at the moment, like you say, there's still a lot of work to do there. And I wonder, has that been for you the most challenging part of your career so far? Kind of getting noticed and attracting sponsors and being able to stand out and get attention? Or has there been something else that's been more challenging for you?
Yes, it's been very challenging for me. It's not been noticed. I become a multi-time champion. So in India, do you know that any other sporting where the players or any riders or any sports person just plays, they're into nationals or they win any national titles, they've been placed into government jobs. Okay, so yeah, it happened. They used to be in any government jobs. But here in motorsport, I find it's very difficult. It's not been even included in the sports quota.
That's mad.
Yeah. And recently, I think in 2021, after my championship, then later there've been talks and conversation going on the sporting ministry, and it's tend to happen that you should include. But there is no progression on that.
That must be
So
very
yeah, I would
frustrating.
say yes, it's just like that. No, people, if we go to the any government um, office or something to apply our jobs, they were like, no, you are into motorsports and this is not been included yet. And it's just kind of gives me, tough. It's very tough for us to get the motorsport outside. And government should help this, because comparatively, like countries like Spain or any other countries which has been recognized highly for motorsports, they do everything for the riders and they develop this sporting. But I think India is getting into it, and India, you can see India is bringing up MotoGP very soon, which is really great and amazing.
Hmm.
So we feel really good that at least the sporting is coming out, and we will just get our recognitions. I hope so.
It just seems logical to me that if I were the government there, you've got this untapped resource in a sense there that could help bring in tourism and other motorsport
Yes.
events that are not necessarily motorcycle racing, but it just opens the door for all kinds of other things there and create opportunities. And it's a whole other bit of an industry that you could capitalize on. So hopefully, like you say, there is some progress on that sometime soon, and that they can see some sense in a way. But
Yeah.
away from that, have you got a fun racing story that you could share?
From my experience,
Yeah.
there've been lots. There've been lots.
What's the first one that comes to
There've been
mind?
lots of. First comes to my mind is like there've been a race where I need to, you know, uh, it was in my qualifying. It happened to me. I never faced any technical issues before. Touch wood. So yeah, that was first time I'm facing some technical issues in my bike. That's my qualifying time. There is only 15 minutes left for my qualifying, and there've been technicians who've been working, and then I was like, get my bike on. I just need to go back and just do my timing because I need to be in the grid. I need to be, I always it's always for me that I'm on the first row, the first two rows. It's always there, so I never knew how does my last row look like. So but
Doesn't
even
look
though
as
it's
good, I
fine, and
imagine.
then so technically it happened, and then I couldn't make up to the best timing what I can ride, but they put me in the last grid. And then it was just a view. it I just felt like, oh, this is how it looks from the back. Okay. Okay, and then the race
Make sure
started
this
and
never
I
happens
pushed.
again.
There's only six left. Yeah, yes. Yeah, I made sure my team, this should never happen from your end. So yeah, it's just like crazy moment though, where I took a start from the last in the grid and I pushed myself. There was only six laps left, and there are good riders in the front row, so I need to catch up them. So finally, one by one, it was very interesting race.
Where did you
One by
finish
one.
in
I
the end?
first,
Oh,
yeah.
very nice.
Yeah, just one by one, and everybody was in the nail biting moment. Watching in the TV, they were like, "Oh, it's just so interesting." It's just it was fun for me, being at the back, and it just
It's a bit of a
makes me
different
feel that
challenge.
challenge. Yeah, it made me feel like you can. It's no matter what you be in the front row, no matter what you be in the last row. If you're really talented, if you have really good confidence, so if you just dream to achieve, it can happen. Just like that. And I was just into my racing mode, and I was just giving my 100% on the race, and it was so damn crazy. I just pushed everyone, overlapping everyone, and just I was in full racing mode.
Oh, I
Yeah.
definitely can tell that.
Yeah, you see this Louis do this and Westpin, all these, right? I only watched this in TV, and then it happened to my own life, and I experienced it. It was so damn crazy. That's when I realized, okay, Rehana, you can do really well. Yeah, and now I had the confidence. Okay, let them put you in the back or anywhere else that if you really want to achieve, you can.
So that
And
extra bit
yeah,
of proof to yourself that you can definitely do this.
yeah, my team people were damn happy, and they were like screaming, and they were really happy about it because they didn't expect that I would finish first. They were expecting okay, fifth or sixth or
I mean, you
something like
dream of
that. And
first, but you try and be
yeah,
realistic at the same time without getting too
yeah,
fantastical about it.
and that's when I just did my lap record. That's my fastest time so far.
Just for that extra bit of bragging rights there.
Yeah, yeah, that was damn crazy. And they've been my first race. Definitely, I would never forget about my first race. Of course, I've been a very amateur rider who would rarely know about what is racing. I just used to watch in TV, and then the lights were off, and I was like nervous. The last 2 minutes, 3 minutes pour, and there's 30 seconds left, and 5 seconds pour out, and it was like just like that, and I just made it again. So these were all just my crazy moments where I would never forget. When it comes to rallying, oh my god, there have been a lot of funniest thing happened. I'm not a very, I'm I don't know anything about rallying. They put me just like that in rallying. So in rallying you need to calculate your time, your transportation, stage, or whatever. I hope you know about it.
Yes, yes.
From my start, I just missed myself from the route. I went somewhere else.
Oh dear.
While transportation area, I missed my route. I went somewhere else, and I
That's going to make
was
things a bit
just
more
wondering.
difficult.
Yeah, I was just wondering, where am I now? Where should I go? And there was no one around me. It's a thick forest.
You just went for a nice drive in the countryside.
Yeah, it's just I was just there's only cow and dogs in front of me. Yeah, it just happened. So it was a fun one where I will never forget. And there have been times where I be racing. There would be times where dogs cross in front of us,
So
snakes,
that's
dogs, and yeah, it's just really crazy moment where I
rather
will
you
never.
than
It's a
me.
dangerous thing. Sorry.
Rather you than me.
Yeah. So it's just the nice moments in life. Yeah. Yeah, every see, it's just I don't count. It's the funniest, it's the happiest. I don't count anything on my motorcycle. It's just I'm happy, and it's my best and special moment whenever I sit on the bike.
It's just
Whenever I
you and the bike
throttle,
are one.
it's just you, me, and the bike. So I couldn't say this is my best. This is my best. Everything is my best.
Possibly a
So
mean
yeah.
question for you here then. What's the best bike you've ever driven, and what's a dream bike that you'd like to drive?
Oh yeah, I think I have achieved riding my dream bike. My
Oh,
dream
very
bike is
nice.
Ducati VS V4S. That's my biggest no dream to ride that bike,
Mm-hmm.
and finally it happened last year. So I didn't race with that, but I get to keep my hands on it on the track. So it was amazing. I couldn't express myself. So I was so happy riding that bike. So yeah.
Well, that must have been quite the experience there. I was going to say I wasn't sure if you'd
Yeah, this
potentially have that already, but the fact that you got that and you can experience and say I'm
yeah.
glad you got that.
But my favorite is Ducati V4S. But there have been bikes which I've been dreamt of riding is also S1000 RR.
Mm-hmm.
So I've tried hands on it as well. So yeah, I've ridden Daytona 600. So I think I have just ridden all the bikes, but I've not raced on it. I've just had a couple of laps, but because one of my best friend, he just got all these bikes, and he like, go ahead and do it, go, just be happy.
Don't need to tell you
Yeah,
twice there.
I just told my friend, he was just we are very close, so he was just talking to me, which is your best dreamiest bike you ever wanted to buy. I just I had there's a story behind it. There was one small toy I had. of a Ducati Panigale. So I just gave that to him. And after I gave that gift to him, he just got a real bike in life, the same one.
Need a friend
I
like
was
that.
just wondering how. Yeah, he was like, I was like, how did it happen? Because we are also motorcycle lovers. He loves bikes, so my network is all about bikes and cars. So yeah,
Found a
so he
way.
just tend to, yeah, it's just it's really nice to have friends who has the same mindset and same dream and same vision and morals in life. So yeah, it just tend to happen. And then like I said, this is going to be mine. It's not going to be yours from today. He's like, okay, go on.
I'm going to ride it,
Okay,
and
go
I'm
on.
going to ride off into
Yeah.
the distance.
Yeah, but he's not a racer. He's not a rider. So sorry, he's a rider, but he's not a racer.
All the more
So
reason for you
he
to have
likes
it
to,
then.
yeah. So he just enjoy, but don't. The only condition is don't put the bike down.
That's fair enough, I
That's it.
suppose.
Yeah, yeah. I just said it's damn crazy moment and happiest moment which I've kept my hands on. I did have ridden all Panigales, so 800 plus cc's, but the V4S factory is like, I mean, it's just V4S is just like a dream bike, of
Hmm.
course. So the next dream bike is Aprilia. Some, I think this
I
the
feel like you'd be
factory.
happy on any motorbike at this point. You just want to ride
Yes,
everything.
yes. Yes. I think I think I'm blessed. Touch wood.
Well, hopefully you get through
I
as many
hopefully
bikes as you
I will
possibly can. So
definitely. Yeah. I will buy it on my own as well. Hopefully.
that would be very
Yeah.
nice. Get a collection going.
Yes. Before no, before I die.
Yeah, ideally. Be tricky afterwards.
Yeah.
Couple of fun questions then to finish off with you that are
Yeah.
non-motorsport related. Would you rather be able to walk on water or swim through land?
Um. So you're just asking me, would I be rather be able to walk on water or swim through land? So
Yes.
definitely bikes can only run on lands. I don't think it can run on,
Oh,
it can just
you don't have to take the bike with you.
no, and then I'm not answering this question. It's always me and my bike. Just no, you're not just parting away my bike from even this question. So yeah, I would. I like to walk on the water. I would like to choose water.
Okay, we'll go for that then. Okay, we got that. And then
Mm.
final question: if you could be in any TV show, which show would you be in?
Uh, British Got Talent.
On a motorbike, by any chance?
Yes, yes.
How did I know? How did I know?
Sorry.
How did I know that?
Yeah. So British Got Talent. Why? Because it's just very familiar in all over the country. So if I just be there,
It's true.
it
True.
would possibly give a positive thought about motorcycles, especially a woman on motorcycles. At least not for just for a participation, at least to show our face and people will just come to know about it. It's good. It could be a good platform. So I would just like to be on British Got Talent,
I think
and
even
it's fun.
Simon
I
would
like
like that.
to. Yeah, I would like to see all the judges, especially Simon.
Well, if it happens, you heard it here first, everyone.
Yeah,
Well, it's been an absolute
yeah,
pleasure chatting with you today. I want to thank you very much for
yeah.
taking the time to chat, and best of luck with everything this year and moving forward.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. Like, just had a good conversation. It was just like breathing time for me. Just talking about my old stories back. So it's just pleasure talking to you as well.
Thanks again to Rehana for coming onto the Kerbs with me. I can't wait to see how she gets on in the rest of 2023. If you want to follow Rehana's career, links to her socials will be in the description below, so do go and check those out. Join me again next time when I'll be chatting to another famous face from the world of motorsport. In the meantime, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as check out the back catalogue of episodes on the On the Kerbs channel. If you want even more from me, you can listen to me chat about everything Formula 1 over on the Undercut Podcast, as well as delving into the world of Nitro Rallycross over on the Nitro RX Podcast. Both available wherever you get your podcasts. As for written content, I currently write for Is It Fast, Paddock Sorority, and Paddock Passion, so be sure to check all of them out with original pieces released each week. All of the information and links for those will be in the description below, as well as my Instagram handle if you want to go and follow me there. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll be back soon with another episode.